let's see.
Podcast time.
I think I'm good right here. Yeah. We're going to talk it out. Ainsley Perish. She's here today again. For the mother freaking second time.
Rah.
There it is. Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm fucking ready. I'm about to go. I'm about to get it. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, what's up? Coach Matt here. And today we have an amazing guest speaker, a second time returning guest speaker. And I cannot wait to have this conversation. It's going to be a great one. We just finished a photo shoot and we got some cool shit coming. This podcast episode is going to be freaking lit. So everyone, let's welcome Ainsley Perish. What's up?
Hello, happy to be here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know,
in my home.
I know. First time we did
happy
this.
to be in my home.
First time we did this in my gym, right? My garage gym, home gym, and now we're here. So I wonder where the third one's gonna be. We should do something crazy, yo. Like go somewhere.
Garage.
All right. So funny story. Before we begin, we did a photo shoot with shutter bombs, smoke bombs, and we did it in a parking garage that I guess you're not allowed to go in. But it's a parking garage. It's huge too. It's like you said 5. It's like 4 stories.
Yeah,
right?
no one's ever parked there.
Yeah, no one's like. There's no cars. So we do the shoot there.
Public property.
Public property. That's a tongue twister.
Say that. Yeah, say that.
Public property.
Public property. Public property. Public property. Okay.
No, you lost it.
Okay.
Towards the second one, you're going already.
over.
But the security people came to us and said we can't take photo shoots there, right? Or some shots or whatever. And there's no cars. There's no like address thing or street thing anywhere,
Nothing.
and not even saying where we are. So that was
But
was
we
crazy.
did it anyways.
Did it anyways, and then we lit the freaking garage up with a bunch
and
of
then we
green
dropped bombs.
smoke.
We smoke bombed out of that bitch.
and then we left. So if you want to see the photos, you'll see them if you head over to either one of our profiles. But great episode today. A lot of stuff has changed since the first time you were here. Whenever Ainsley was first here, she talked just a lot about like the prep life and just being focused and motivated and just hustling through. Still the same shit, right? Still the same stuff. Always hustle through your goals and stuff like that. But she's gonna come with a little bit of a different story or different perspective, maybe more in depth in certain things. So I'm super excited. But for people that are new, that don't know who you are, can you give like a nice little background story? Because I'm learning new stuff about you, like
Okay.
choreography. Yeah. There it is. Yeah,
Choreography.
dancing and stuff. She does that, and she
I do
does
it.
good.
It's my job.
I was like, that's insane. So yeah, go
So I
ahead.
pay the bills.
Talk
all right,
to us.
So let's see. My background is in gymnastics and cheerleading.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did all that fun stuff. Danced competitively, cheered competitively, did gymnastics competitively. Ventured into the professional realm of the dance and cheer world. San Antonio Spurs, Houston Texans cheerleading.
I saw your story the other day of your pictures on there. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, it's Ainsley.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I know, right?
So awesome.
And then shortly after that, I started competing 6 years ago and just finished my season with 3 national shows and now in an off season.
Yeah.
Working full time as a choreographer.
Mm-hmm.
We own a gymnastics gym in the Woodlands, AIM Athletics.
AIM. You said AIM?
AIM.
Is that like an acronym?
Art in Motion.
Art in motion, dude. I like that. It's actually really nice
where you need
because
to
it's
take your
art
pics.
in motion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gymnastics,
Yeah.
dancing.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So yeah, I also have a bachelor's in exercise sports science and I'm a physical therapist assistant. I'm not using that right now.
See,
I'm not working
I
in
didn't
the
know that.
clinic. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I'm just not feeling my fire.
Just not
Not the
in it.
clinic life.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want to get the vaccine. So
Yeah, there it is.
I can't work in the clinic without
Unless
a
you're
vaccine.
vaccinated. Yeah, absolutely. But so I think last time we did talk, you were going into I forget
first show.
your first show, right?
First national show.
First one. So how we talked about you were in prep and you were doing your thing, then you go to your show. How was it?
So first national stage was the best. I did junior nationals. I placed 4th. So top 5 at your first national show is always a big deal because there's a lot of competitors and everyone looks really good. I was very happy with that. And then we decided to go to the next opportunity, which was about 5 weeks later at NPC Universe. Got 4th again. I definitely not the same emotions the second time.
But after every show, they tell you what you're kind of like, what you need to improve on.
Yeah, a few weeks later,
Okay.
through an email.
Right.
You can get feedback.
So you got your feedback on the first show.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
There you go, talking to girl. Give us
okay.
the deets.
So, I asked for feedback, and the head judge was who gives it to you. She said, quote, "I loved everything about your look, hair, makeup, suit, tanning, posing.
On point.
Everything is on point. Just come back." That's what she told me.
That's it.
Just come back. So
No way.
So I came back.
Okay.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. She did say don't get any leaner.
Okay.
So
Well, because you went up. How low was your body fat?
my body fat was sitting around like high 8%,
High 8%.
8.7 or something like that.
And I guess to put it in perspective, that's
This is Monkey.
monkey. So everyone watching on video, you might be able to see Monkey right now.
Yeah.
It's one of her cats.
Don't come up here.
But so to put it
Low.
in perspective, yeah, females healthy that you can see, that they're kind of like fit, they train, they set like a good depending on like
14.
your right, just depending on your height and your age or whatever the case may be, it's at a
Anything
good
past 10% is considered
extreme.
dangerous.
Yes, for your
Dangerous
health, for your
a
organs,
female.
everything.
Yeah.
Hormones.
Right. So I was high 8%, 8.7 or something like that. She did say don't get any leaner. So it was kind of funny though, because I didn't get that email until literally like the day before I was leaving for the next show. Well,
So that was so how big of a okay? So
that
how
was like
much
a 3 or 4 week time gap.
until your next show?
Right.
Okay, got it.
And as a team, like me and my coach, like we had decided we wanted to be a little bit tighter is the word that we use in the bodybuilding world. And
Yeah.
what does that mean? It means you need to have lower body fat. So your your skin looks tighter over the
Right.
muscle bellies. But I didn't get my feedback until like literally 48 hours before I was leaving. And it was already too late.
I get you.
So I knew walking into that show I was a little bit too lean.
Because you were leaner.
Because I was. My body fat now was like 7.4.
And they said just because obviously you want to look lean and they want to see striations. Well, not as
They
much
don't wanna see
striations because you're in
striations.
bikini, right?
Right.
So that's why they didn't want you to get leaner.
Yeah.
Because then
And in my individual posing, my poses, you couldn't really see striations. However, when I'm moving and movement was happening, you could see striations.
Right.
So it was a very fine line of like, yeah.
Because it's art in motion.
Yeah. Aim high.
That's so cool.
So yeah, I knew going into Universe that I was kind of bringing a package that she already told me like not
and
to.
it's the same judge.
It's the same judges.
Damn.
It's a set of probably 6 on the panel.
Right.
Well, I actually placed 4th again.
Okay. Right.
So, coming out of that show, and that was when I had COVID. Yeah. So coming out of that show, placing 4th again, thinking that you're bringing a better package was frustrating because you think just naturally anybody, even though this sport is not based on skills or anything, it's just really subjective
Right,
at
right.
the end of the day.
Yep.
You think you come out of a 4th place, you think that you're going to go up, right? Getting the same, I wasn't too happy about it, but I decided to go to the last opportunity for me, and my time frame was USA's, which was 3 weeks later. And then that's when everything kind of blew up in between that time frame. And I went to that show with a completely different package. She did give me my feedback. She said
From that second show. Okay.
she said same thing. She loved my hair, makeup, blah, 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 all that.
Copy and
But
paste.
you did no, for real though.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like,
I'll
give
show it to
again.
you. Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
It was interesting when I
Okay.
got my 3rd time around feedback. It
Right.
was like, is she really copying pasting this shit?
Right.
Like, and I would ask my friends that were competing, same stuff, like
Yeah.
parentheses, everything.
See.
So that's when it really clicked in my mind. I was like, man, this is so subjective. So a lot has changed in my mind since that because, I'm working like my ass off, like on a daily basis to make small critiques and changes to come back with what they want, but they're not being very specific with what they're wanting.
Yeah.
Because every time I'm bringing completely different
And these
looks
are-
and I'm
these
getting
are-
the same feedback.
And these are competitions that you can potentially get your pro card. These are pro
Yes.
card.
I had to have placed top 2.
Top 2, right?
And I was missing it so close.
Right.
Close. So going into USA's, we basically took like a left turn. Well, I did get COVID. So once I came back from the second national show, I got tested the next day and I was positive. So I took about a 5-day span of, I couldn't go to the gym. You know, I was working out in my home gym, doing what I could, trying to find if I'm fatigued from the COVID or if I'm fatigued from being so low on body fat. But
both. Everything.
My coach was like, hey, you need a rest. And if you feel like you need to eat, then you need to eat. Like, try to keep it clean. Well, I did. And my body fat shot up to about 10%, like 3% in a very small amount of time.
That's how much your body needs body fat.
Yeah, I wasn't eating bad food. I was just eating more of what I was already eating.
That's what I'm saying. That's how your body knows. Like, dude, you need some body fat, girl.
Yeah, and so it did. And so we only had about 10 days to drop it back down.
Right.
So we went from like, once COVID was done, we just kind of decided like, hey, I'm willing to take a gamble on this time and kind of bring a completely different look. About 3 or 4 pounds heavier than my stage weight.
Gotcha.
Body fat was a little bit higher than it was, but overall the look was a lot fuller, which is what the girls that were beating me and winning those pro cards were like. That's what they looked like.
Right.
They were fuller,
Right.
And so we tried it, and it didn't work. If anything, I should have brought the same package maybe,
right.
because I placed 7th, which was at that show. It was top. It was the second call out, and that hurt me really, really bad because I've never been in the second call out ever. So to think that in my mind, I was going into that show, I was so happy with the look. I didn't feel like I looked depleted. I felt like I looked healthy. I looked full. I looked strong. I was still tight. Body fat was good, and they didn't like it. So I was very taken aback, like when they called me into a second call out, thinking that like I'm bringing you what I feel like the girls that are beating me and me placing 4th, right?
Yeah, right.
You think that I would at least get 5th and stay in that top call out, but I didn't. I got 7th, and it's fine. But it was hard for me at first because and a lot was leading into that show too. A lot of pressure, a lot of controversy.
Right.
So a lot of people were looking at me, and a lot of people wanted me to fail.
Right.
I'm sure there were a lot of people that were wanting me to fail. But I told myself, this is the first time that I'm actually going into a show where I'm legit happy with what I look like.
Yeah.
And I'm not like hoping that they think they want like it. So for me, that was like a win, and the other
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other good part about it was and this was the other part as far as changing what we looked like my calories went up almost 1,200 calories going into that show.
Oh, damn. So you were feeding.
I was eating 2,500 calories.
So you were refeeding
300
like crazy.
grams of carbs every day.
Right.
And about like 50 grams of fat. Like
for those
a lot.
10 days, for that 10-day span?
For like 2 weeks going into that next show.
Okay.
Right. And so I don't know if it was me being happy that I wasn't like super hungry. I don't know what it was. But
you weren't as beat up as you thought you would have been.
No, yeah. I thought
it just hit you in a different way, like emotionally maybe, like a quick second.
Yeah, it was emotional for the first part. And then the other part was I'm a very big like the universe, whatever, the signs of the world and all this shit.
The universe.
And when I came home from the second national show, the only thing that was holding me back going from the third was finances. Because each of these shows, you got a account that you're paying for an airplane ticket,
especially if it's out of state.
They're all out of state.
Right.
The entry fee alone is like $400, and then tanning, and it all adds up.
Right. Absolutely.
But it's about $1,200 a show.
Yep.
And this was like my third one in like a span of like 2.5 months.
Right.
Keep in mind, I'm not paying any bills at my house, like because my fiance like was taking care of it through this time.
Right.
And so actually, Instagram, I posted. Because I've had so much support through this season, like it's insane. Of like, I didn't realize that I like touched people sharing this journey the way I have.
Yes.
And it was very overwhelming to like post that post and say, I'm willing to continue to go, and my heart's still in it to try and keep going, but financially I can't support doing this again. And the amount of feedback I got, like financially, was extremely like emotional to see that people really cared.
Yeah, like they wanted to put some love into your life.
Yeah, paid for my whole trip.
Right.
Everything.
That's awesome.
In like 48 hours.
Right.
Donations.
Yeah.
It was intense. Like seeing these people that are just like, I didn't even know like who some of these people were and just how like in-depthly like intrigued and like
right.
connected they feel to this journey and like watching the work.
And it wasn't even them, it was your journey.
Right. And like just how it's helped them. So then all that stuff transpired with, you know, my coach, and it was hard. I mean, I definitely wanted to quit. I was like, man, is this a sign of the universe that I shouldn't be doing this show? Like financially I can't, like all this stuff's blowing up, like, but I felt obligated to like my followers
to go and do
it, you know, because they helped me get there. Like I wouldn't be able to got there.
See, I think with your story and everything you just said, I think that because I'm also kind of big on like the universe too, the world, and like pushing you to do something.
Right.
So I guess like for me, whenever I started doing like my my coaching business and coaching people and just like having my own thing on my own, I tried the gym scene for a while, and I tried it for like 2 years, and it took like a lot for me. It made me want to quit. And because I would like go into a gym and I would feel like they would take care of me and I feel like this and that, but then I was getting accused of certain things, and then it was like always pushing me away all the time. So I was like, what the hell's going on? Maybe I just shouldn't be a trainer. Maybe I shouldn't do this. And maybe like, but it sucks because it's everything you do. It's like I put everything in one thing because I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And but then I started doing my own thing with my own time and my own rules and my own everything. And then it started to grow from there, right?
Right.
And then now it went into doing all the things I do now. But I feel like sometimes life is so hard on like one person. Yeah. And we always think like, dude, why is life happening to me? There's millions of people in this world that are probably going through a scenario right now that is not related to competing.
Right. That's what I'm learning.
But yes, a family could be, you know, they lost their house, they lost their job, and they're hustling to try to get money, and they get through it.
Right.
And then they become multimillionaires for all the hard work and hustle, whatever that they've gone through. And there's tons of other stories out there, you know? And this is yours. And I feel like the world, and it's all perspective too. If you look at it, I could have looked at it as like, dude, this is not for me. And then life would have won. Right. Life and everybody else would have won. Because I'm pretty sure people wanted me to fail too. Oh, dude, Matt, he wants these things and he's just not going to get it. Yeah. You know? And with you, you know, you go into these shows and you feeling full, like you feeling complete, like this is it, like I got it, there's no way. And you are looking at other people like, dude, I think I look better than her, or I put a lot of work into this. I know I'm going to be there. Like it just has to be. And then you get, you know, ranked the way you got ranked, and that is multiple signs, you know, like maybe right now in this specific scenario, it's not for you. You know, maybe later on it'll be for you. Or the way you had to go through these competitions to go into the third one, to you then realize that you have a lot of people that care for you, and it's more than just competing.
Yeah, no, I had about a 48-hour time frame. Like I was sitting on the plane, coming home from that second show, frustrated with another fourth place, feeling so close to that second spot that I needed. And I just put it out there. I was like, hey, like, if anyone wants to help, like, I would really appreciate it. And, like, the amount of support, I'm not even kidding, probably 87 direct messages came in. What's your PayPal? What's this? What's that? What's that? And they covered the whole show for me. And it wasn't really about the money. I'm going to get emotional.
Yeah, it's good. It's passion. It's not emotion. It's fucking passion is what it is.
It just, like, blew me away. Like, how much that this has impacted people that... I mean, someone said that, like, I'm the reason that, like, they've been getting out of bed in the morning to, like, get up and, like, keep going because they see how hard I've been pushing and stuff like that. And it's just, like, wow. Like, it was a lot. Like, it was very emotional to see the impact that you can have on other people in such a different way, like you're saying. Like, it had nothing to do with health and fitness. Like, I was literally a reason why, you know, if she can do it, then I can do it kind of a thing. In a different way, you know. But it was emotional because I just had no idea, like, the amount of people that were, like, rooting for me. Because at that time, it felt like everybody was, like, against me. You know, like, everyone was against my team and my coach. And it was a lot. And... you know, but going back to that, like, as far as signs, what I took from that is, I mean, honestly, I probably would still be competing if I hadn't have been placed in the worst spot I've ever been in my whole career. Right. because there's always that glimmer of like next time, next time, next time. Okay, but this sport is different because you're risking your health, you're risking relationships and pushing those aside.
Everything.
It's when you're competing, you have to be all in on all fronts of life, and I was getting to a point where I was pushing my own limits physically, like emotionally, mentally, and if I hadn't have been like slapped in the face and been like, no, this is not your time. I probably would be still competing.
Right. Just hurting yourself.
I've never had a second call out. And so to think that I'm going into a show with the best package I've ever had and get placed the worst I've ever had, it was really like, you know what? This is not my time. This is not the time. This is not my time. So, I haven't had any post-show blues because I've been very like happy with, I knew that was going to be my last show.
Right.
And I knew it was going to be my last show anyways, like no matter what the placing was. This is the last one. I spent too much money. My body needs a break.
Right.
You can only do things as far as supplementation goes and stuff like that for so long.
Right.
And I'm not willing to risk my health and my womanhood and all the other things that come along with those risks.
Absolutely.
So
100%. I guess from hearing your story and hearing about like all the amazing people that helped you out and like that you didn't even know. Yeah. That's why I tell people all the time. People want to quitting is so easy. It's the easiest thing you could do. You get thrown in the towel easy. Fast and there's no effort. Emotionally, you might take a big hit. Might take pull you down pretty far, but quitting is an easy option, right?
Yeah.
And I heard this saying the other day from Kevin Hart. He was on a podcast with somebody else, but he said the hardest thing to do is to work your ass off on one day and then wake up the next day to realize that you didn't even move the needle at all. Yeah. And then realize that you have to do it again.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened coming out of the COVID situation. Like, I don't think I really, like, coming off the first show and placing top 5, like, at my first national show was like, oh my God, I was 4th. Oh my God, if I go back again, I can be 2nd. And then I go pro. You know what I mean?
It has to be. That's what I'm saying. It has to be.
It was so exciting.
Yeah.
And then, like, the COVID thing happened, and then taking that week off, and like my body fat jumping and just the amount, like no more 90 minutes of cardio, do what you can in a home gym, you know, and then being like, oh, your body fat needs to drop 3% in like 10 days and having to literally force myself mentally and physically to be like, get back in it. That was so hard because my body was like, you need a break.
Yeah.
And then to realize how hard I was actually working once you stop. Oh man.
It's incredible.
It was so hard. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this third show. Like, my body was waiting for that break, and then all the other drama that was going on. It was like, it was really hard to just stay focused. But it was more so like, what if you don't? You're gonna wish that you did. I'd rather go and lose, than to be like, I should have went to USA's and wondered, So
yeah, because then you're gonna be in an awe, like you're gonna be like in a I guess a realm of like confusion, like because that unknown is unknown.
Yeah.
That third show would have been unknown.
Yep, and I'm glad I did it. I learned a lot, and I've learned so much from just competing in general. But competing is not real life. It's just a season of your life to be able to like apply to your real life.
Yep.
And I think that's something that competitors really struggle with. The post-show blues and the rebounding and all the things that we were talking about, it's very hard. And a lot of people don't realize how hard it is until you go through it because it takes a toll on you. I mean, emotionally, seeing your body after months and months and months of work just slip away within a matter of like 12 days or something. And really it's inevitable. You cannot be in a deficit forever unless you want to. I don't know why anybody would.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you are going to gain weight. You are going to gain body fat. What does that have to, like, how does that make you feel is one thing. But then the other really hard thing that I feel like for me is going to, like, a gym that I've been at and people are seeing me, like, in this elite conditioning.
Yeah, I didn't
and then in a
that.
matter of, like, 10 days, I show back up
And
with 15, 20 pounds.
Yeah.
Like, normal people have time to process that weight gain. They see it. It's a gradual.
Over, like, 5 years, 10 years.
Right,
Yeah.
or even 5 months or 5 weeks. But, like, 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days and gaining that much weight to a normal person that doesn't know what you're doing and doesn't understand the process, it's a mind fuck to be like,
absolutely,
walk in the gym and now people are looking at you and you feel uncomfortable. Your clothes fit a little tighter. You know you're heavier and you know you're looked at as like, that girl is shredded. And then now they're looking at you and they're like, damn, that girl let herself go.
Right.
When you didn't. You're just now getting back to being a normal person. They don't realize like how much work it went in to look like that and what they see like in that hour time of that workout. But that's the more uncomfortable thing for me is like wondering what people are thinking and feeling like I've failed and fell off when I'm really just
becoming you.
Right. Like going back to who I was before.
A sustainable lifestyle.
And feeling like they're looking at me and like judging me as like like I fell off, like when I didn't, you know? So that's been the hard part is like a little awkward in the gym.
Do you feel like, is that confirmed? Do you know like people are thinking that or do you just think that yourself?
I think it's myself because I've actually had people tell me I look better. But you know, you're used to like looking in the mirror and like seeing just shredded abs and everything everywhere for so long. You know, 7 months was my prep and people saw that for 7 months day in, day out. And then I come back 2 weeks later and I'm 20 pounds heavier. Like I said, normal people have time to process that and like see, you're getting kind of big. You're getting, no. It's like an overnight thing. You know, I gained like, I think 8 pounds in like over a weekend and it stayed there. It never went away.
Well, cause you're like, if you break it down to like science level, right? Like your body, the muscle is beautiful. I've always been fascinated by the muscle, but the muscle needs so much to just survive, and not just that, but keep the rest of your body in a like healthy and strong.
Right, hormonally, as a woman especially.
Yes, and that's why y'all have a higher body fat percentage, just to be healthy and strong. You know.
Yeah, prepare for babies.
Yeah, exactly. So like but the muscle needs so much. So whenever you deplete yourself from carbohydrates and like everything, it's
you're depleted from everything.
I wonder how that's gonna sound like. Whenever they're listening to it,
it's gonna sound like they're gonna get the point.
They're gonna be like, dude, are they there with me? They just whispering in my ear right now.
In your car.
But yeah, whenever you go from an extreme like that, because it is an extreme. Like 100%. It's not something that you're going to maintain for the rest of your life or even 5-6 years or whatever. But whenever you come back,
5-6 weeks at that low of a body fat percentage is
intense. It's insane.
Yeah, it's affecting your daily life.
And even to put it in like something that we've all experienced is like being hangry. Like if you're and that's for people like for me, for example, I eat every like few hours, right? Like every 3-4 hours I kind of eat like a big good meal.
Right.
But
and you eat and then you feel satisfied.
Yeah.
You feel full.
I feel good.
That's not how it feels when you're competing. You eat and you're like scraping, licking the bowl and like you're not going to ever feel that satisfaction until the show is over, which is why people binge and
and
it's
then
so
blow
easy.
it up. Right.
And there's a whole nother hormonal aspect to that too. Like there's a hormone called, I want to say it's called like gremlin or something like that.
Oh, Gremlin! I love that movie though.
Gremlins. We're going to call it Gremlins right now.
Yeah,
but there's a hormone that like legit, when your body fat is that low, there's a hormone that comes into play basically raising wherever in the brain to tell you that you're hungry. It exacerbates that because it knows that you are in a dangerously low state.
Like you need to eat.
And it needs you to eat. So not only are you actually hungry, but now you have this hormone telling you, I'm starving. Like, eat everything now. And it's like really hard to gauge. It's like, okay, so am I actually full? Or is this hormone just telling me I'm full?
Yeah.
And it's hard. I mean, you've done this like amount of discipline for so long, extreme amount of discipline to days where you have to like literally sit there and cry and count down the days, and you're like, only a few more days, and then it's so easy to just want to be like, okay, it's over, but it's not over. Now it's like, now you really got to kick the discipline in because now your body is going to react in either a good way or a really bad way.
Right.
So that just comes with time.
Right. Absolutely.
of figuring out how to balance that.
And your body's always trying to, and I tell people all the time, your body's always has one job, dude, and it's trying to keep you alive, keep you healthy, and keep you strong to be able to function in life. But it's going to do whatever it can with whatever you're giving it, because it can't control your hands to feed you the right food. It can't control your legs to go walk to the gym and do your thing, or even just go walk in the park or whatever. But like, your body's going to do what it has to do to stay healthy as much as it can. So if you are in a deficit, that's why it has those hormones. If you're obese and overweight, that's why your body's shooting up your blood pressure, because it's going to tell you, dude, look, you got to, you got to chill. Like, if you are breathing heavily by walking to your car, which is on your driveway, that's your body telling you, dude, you need to do something. So your body's always throwing signals and throwing signs. And
and that's truly what competing is, in my opinion. It's not the diet, it's not the working out, it's not the cardio or the posing or any of that. It's the mental ability to ignore the natural, healthy signs your body are signaling you, because you're trying to get it to an unnatural state.
And that unnatural state looks phenomenal.
Exactly. And people have no idea what really is required to get to that point.
Right.
That's the part that, it's hard, because it's such a underground like sport. Nobody really understands it. And
they see it all the time.
Love it.
But they don't understand.
They don't get it. And they see you in the gym and they're like, man, she looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But
after your workout, bro, you're going to go eat a bunch of food.
Exactly.
I got to eat this little plate.
Yeah. And it's just hard, you know.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mindset.
Oh,
in
100%.
and out of it. In and out.
Yeah.
During season and off season.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I'm at right now. It's so crazy. I thought about it yesterday. It's like, I'm only 6 weeks post show. It feels like 3 months.
Forever. Yeah.
It feels like so long ago. And it's only been 6 weeks. And I'm like, okay, give yourself some grace, because you just were in a deficit at a very low body fat for almost 8 months, and you've only had 6 weeks to like be a normal person, like, basically. And like, you know, I'm very hard on myself. I'm like, man, my workouts are inconsistent, my diet's inconsistent, everything's inconsistent. Like, I'm up 1 week and then I'm down the next day, and it's just like coming from like that structure of like do or die. Like, there's no off time. There's no option to even be on an off time.
Right.
That it's like, man, get your shit together. Like, you've done this for 7 months, for 6 years now, and you can't do it for a week.
Yeah.
It's like, it's more like a mental.
Yeah.
It hurts you more mentally than, if any, for me at least. Like, I look at myself, I'm not happy right now with like what I'm seeing in the mirror, you know, but it's more so I know that I'm failing myself at knowing what I need to do to be where I want to be, and I just can't seem to do it all the time.
Right.
And it's like, why not? You've done it for so long.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just.
No, it's all mindset, yo.
It's hard. Mindset. And I think I'm finally at the point, like I told you, I started my diet yesterday. I'm finally at the point where I'm like, I'm realizing, you know, competing is an extreme, but I'm really trying to fall back in love with the lifestyle, which led me to competing. And that's really my focus right now. It's really getting back true to like the fitness and health lifestyle, and not always worrying so much about like, you know, how much weight I'm going to gain and like how hard it's going to be to like get that lean again, or it shouldn't be aesthetically driven anymore. Like, fitness and health is good for you. Like, working out is good for you. Eating clean is good for you. Doing a certain amount of cardio is also good for you, you know? It doesn't always have to be like, man, I need to lose 5 pounds. Get on the treadmill. It's like, no, like, you legit need 25 minutes of cardio for 5 days a week, according to the American Heart Association, to be healthy, to maintain where you are right now.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm looking at more as like, no, this is good for me. This is what I need to do. My body will respect it. And the good thing about all this is you can go down one way and up the other way, and your body will respond.
Yep.
So it doesn't take that long. 5 to 7 days of like a true consistent plan of some sort, and you're gonna see some sort of change. Like,
absolutely, somewhere.
Yeah. So just reminding myself that it's like, you know, it's not okay. It's not that bad. Like, you're fine. Like, just stay on your thing for 5 days, and you're gonna see results. It's gonna spark your fire again. But I mean, the burnout is definitely real.
Yeah.
You know, because in a competing situation, like, you go to the gym because you have to go to the gym.
Right.
You don't go to the gym because I want to work out today. No, you go because you have to go. You do cardio because you have to do it.
Right.
You eat it because you have to do it. It's not always because you want to.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, you do get
Rich
burned
Piana,
out.
right? Rich Piana, he would always eat just like clean food and he would drink it. He would blend it up. He'd
that's
be like, you
gross.
don't eat it for taste.
You eat for gains.
You eat it for gains.
Yeah, we don't eat for taste, we eat for gains. That's what we say in our house. We don't eat for taste,
Yeah,
we
eat it for gains. No, you know what? I think that's funny how you say
The lifestyle.
Yes, because we had a guest speaker on, Shannon Montgomery. She just went through a back surgery, not like crazy back surgery, but she was in extreme pain, but they did like a very small surgery. It took like 20 minutes, and now she's good. That's all she needed, right? But she pushed through that pain for months to get to the point to where she had, because obviously, like you said, you have to train to be a specific way, physique-wise, to go on stage.
Right.
She pushed through all the natural things that your body's telling you, hey, your back hurts, something is wrong,
Right.
fix it. She neglected all that just to hurry up and get on stage, right? So after all that was said and done, she finally got the surgery because she couldn't walk. Like, it was taking away like her ability to live life.
Right.
So, and then after that, then she started, doing simple changes in her training that she never would have thought. She does simple stuff now, even though it's extremely effective, but it's not as like powerlifting or heavy
Right.
compound like she was.
It's focused more on like her overall well-being.
And that's
Right.
what she was talking about. And that's when I came to like the conclusion, like, because obviously we're in this industry so heavily that sometimes we forget. But
And it's so aesthetically driven.
whenever I first went into the gym and touched my first weights when I was 13 years old, I'll never forget how that felt. I'll never forget how it was to wake up the next day and be like, dude, I cannot wait to go to the gym to see how my body's going to change.
That is
And you
truly
lose that.
the goal.
You
right
lose
now.
that after you do what we've done.
Yeah, you've taken it to the most extreme place
And you
ever.
saw the dark side of it.
Yeah, and then
And
the
you lose all that
other
light.
side is like you see your body like that, and that's now for a lot of people as competitors, that's the expectation. If you don't look like that, you're not in shape.
You have to rewire your brain.
Yeah, you do. And so that's literally what I'm doing right now. It's funny because
Yeah, you do.
I have a bachelorette party next weekend, and
What? What
That's
you gonna
my
wear
new
again?
goal.
Tell them what you're gonna wear again. These
I'm-
tie-dye.
we have so one
Sick,
day we're day
sick.
drinking on like Rainy Street in Austin and doing all that fun stuff. We're all in tie-dye. Then later
You're not-
that night, you haven't even heard the best part yet. So when you go to a bachelorette party, like they always wear like their little penises,
Yeah.
necklaces.
Yeah.
Oh no. My girls are too bad to be wearing penis necklaces. So we're all dressing up. Are you ready? Drum roll.
Don't tell me you're dressing up as a penis. Don't tell me you're dressing.
No. We're all dressing up as superheroes and we're going out to the bars.
No, you told me that. Yeah.
And I have a full videographer for the night. I have a choreographed Britney Spears flash mob dance that we're doing at the bar. It's gonna be lit. I
Might
cannot
as well.
wait.
The night is yours.
Yeah,
That's
I'm like,
gonna be
no,
your
my
day.
girls are bad. They need to look bad. They're respectable women. They're not wearing
Penises on their freaking
We're gonna
necks.
be superheroes. So I'm Spider-Man.
You know
So
what?
I can be like, ta-ta-ta.
I was gonna say I feel
Jump
like,
around
I
and, like-
feel like that would have been you.
Yeah.
I feel like a
And
Spider-Man.
I'm gonna have
would've
those
been
little
you.
things that shoot tequila out of my hands. I can just shoot tequila at
No
everyone.
way! Like shots. Like
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
yo.
it's gonna
Seriously.
be so fun. So fun.
That's nuts. That's actually pretty cool.
So that's actually like what I'm prepping for is my bachelorette party, and it's a completely different mindset. It's really
Okay, hold on.
trying
So
to
you
find.
say you're prepping for because you want to look a certain way.
I want to lose 5 pounds.
See, and I think that is what is so cool about because aside from the prepping and all that crazy stuff, you have learned
much.
what it takes to do certain things with your body. So you have absolute power over how to control your physique, right?
Yeah.
And understand these things. So if you have an event coming up, you know what to do. That's
Yeah.
why I think it's so cool that people should. Now, I'm not saying go compete, but go try
Educate
these
yourself.
things. Educate yourself.
I mean,
Trial and
I
error.
prepped myself for Texans tryouts off of bodybuilding.com.
See,
I literally.
that's why I was there. That's why I was fucking there. Like,
I mean, that's what happened. I knew I needed. 1,500 girls auditioning for 40 spots. Like, I had to stand out. I had to look good, and I literally just did some research in college and picked a plan. Jamie Eason's plan, Live Fit program.
just go for
12
it.
weeks.
Uh-huh.
Had a meal plan. Did the same thing. Kind of like started raising the volume in the gym. Started adding in cardio. Started lowering some like very basic version of like a prep. And I was loving it.
Yeah.
And now I look at it and I'm like, God, I have to be hungry again. God, I have to do 90 minutes of cardio again to look
See.
like that.
Yeah.
So I'm really trying to change my mindset and set goals. Like my goal right now, this is so funny. Y'all are going to love this. I texted my coach yesterday, 2 days ago, and I was like, all right, I need your help. I need somebody else to hold me accountable because I know what I need to do, but I'm not doing it.
Okay.
It's not happening.
Right.
And he got all excited. He's like, yeah, let's do Miami Nationals. You're 14 weeks out. And I said, Jay, my goal is to stay on a meal plan right now. That's the goal. That is the goal for a week. Just a week.
Yeah.
And I'm going to set small goals like that. Like you have to, we talk about this like laying the foundation.
Always.
Right now, I'm really trying to fall back in love with the process and not even the sport, but the lifestyle, because the sport is the lifestyle on steroids. sometimes actually on steroids. But for real, like if you're not living that lifestyle, you are going to have a whirlwind of hurt when you actually get into a prep because you're forced to completely change your lifestyle. And I love the fitness and health lifestyle. I love the way it makes you feel. And like you said, like I want to get up in the morning and be excited about my workout. I want to get up in the morning and push bad food options away because my goals right now are more important. It's not because, no, it's not on my meal plan.
Right. Exactly. Having the option.
It's really bringing it, being more in control of like my own self, of what I want and not what a plan says I need to do.
Right.
Not feeling restricted to a plan.
Right.
And I'm getting there. I mean, I'm having better workouts. I'm enjoying my time in the gym when people don't talk to me. And yeah, I mean, really enjoying the workouts is my main thing right now. I'm trying to really like get most bang for my buck when I'm in there, like leave it all out there, sweat, like feel relieved when I walk out. And that's it. Just throw a big t-shirt on. I'm not really too concerned with what I look like. Just the goal is to have a good workout, and then that's like this first foundation, and then have the workouts, and then start laying down like choosing healthy meals because I'm choosing to, because I know what it's going to do for me and do for my health and my well-being, not just my physical appearance. And we'll get there, but yeah.
No, it's always a work in progress, man. Like you said, small goals, I think that's the most powerful thing you could possibly do because, you know, some people do it and it's a rare few, but you can change your lifestyle completely overnight and be successful in it. But eventually later on down the line, something will happen to the point to where all the times you wanted to quit or all the times you wanted to break your diet or everything like that, it's all going to come at one time.
Right.
So if you take those small goals, hey, I'm going to slow down, not even like take away soda completely. Like I'm going to drop down instead of drinking 5 a day. It's not soda.
But it's
not the same shit.
You can get the Zevias that are.
No.
Yeah, they're root beer and Coke flavored.
I'm not going to do that shit.
Well, it depends how much you want your goal.
So I like mineral water is my shit. Anything sparkling is like it.
You've never had Zevia?
No, I've never had Zevia.
It's sugar-free, stevia-based soda.
Okay, no, that's not happening. I stick to like certain specific, like LaCroix, Topo Chico. That's my shit.
So waters.
Waters that are
like with a hint of flavor.
There you go.
Not
give me
flavor.
Give me some carbon, whatever that shit is.
Yeah.
What is that?
Soda water?
No, what the pop? That's something. It's called
carbonated water.
Carbonated water, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's mineral water.
With minerals?
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes it has sodium. I mean, you fucking forget what I was going to talk about.
You just pour salt in your water.
No. Okay, so small goals. If you want to like drop down from 5 sodas a day to 2, that is a small goal. And even though you are not like...
And that is the key. Is the realistic part.
Exactly.
And that really is the key, is like being realistic with your damn self. Not with someone else telling you what you need to do and you know it ain't gonna happen. Because if you're setting yourself up for failure, knowing you're looking at a plan and you're like, there ain't no way in hell I'm eating that all day long.
Then you know
you've already failed.
Yeah.
You already failed.
Do something else. Try something else.
Or you're gonna be miserable doing it, and then
cool.
You're gonna fail when you get out of it.
Either way, failure is going to happen somewhere. Even if you do take small goals, you're going to fail somewhere in those small goals. And that's fine. That's why it's there.
Yeah.
And that's why you fail, because that's why they made failure. because you're supposed to go through it every now and then
learn
to teach you some shit. Yeah, so you can learn from it. Exactly. Take everything out of anything that happens. It's success. I tell people all the time, you succeed, what'd you learn from it? Can you repeat that again so you can succeed even more? If you failed, what'd you learn from it so you cannot fail again in that specific area? Like,
yeah,
always
self-accountability is huge when it comes to, I don't even want to talk about competing anymore. Let's just talk about like the health and fitness lifestyle.
Fuck yeah.
Like
workout, weights and wine.
And wine.
Coming soon.
Coming soon, guys. We'll
we
be
said
popping,
that last time too.
Popping bottles and doing push-ups. But yeah, I think you have to be like, I mean, there is a give and a take though too. I mean, there is things that you absolutely have to do in order to reach those goals, and if you don't want to do it, then be realistic with yourself that that goal will probably never be attainable for you.
Right.
If you don't want to give those things up, then stop dreaming about it every day. Find a new goal that you know you can reach,
right.
you know? So it's really like, how bad do you want it? That's kind of, I just posted this on Instagram actually. I'm like 121 pounds right now. My happy place is like 115 in an off season.
Right.
And I'm very, very self-aware that at night when I choose to eat 5, 6, 7, 8 cookies at 1:30 in the morning watching The Bachelorette, I'm very aware what's going to happen, but I still choose to do so.
Right.
So I've been having this internal dialogue going on of, okay, you want to lose 5 pounds, you want to look good for your Bachelorette, you also seem to really want to eat these cookies because you continue to do it.
Right.
And then you wake up and you regret it.
Yeah.
And then you repeat the cycle.
Yeah.
And over and over and over again. So it's really just deciding. It's kind of like that saying, it's like stop wishing for it, start working for it. Like if you're spending so much of your time like dreaming of like this goal and like obsessing over like what you want, but you're continuing to do these things over and over and over again that you know are not going to get you where you want to go. It's kind of like, all right, now you need to start having a self conversation with yourself about, do I really want this goal? Mm-hmm. Because obviously not.
Right.
You know, and that's where I'm at. It's like, I decided that the other day. It's like, all right, I ate a whole thing of cookies and a whole pizza to myself.
And
I said,
was good.
It was really good. It was gluten free too, so I don't feel that bad. But like I woke up the next morning and it was in my mind. I was like, this is gonna be my last thing.
Right.
Get it all out right now, because in the morning when you wake up, it's time to get. We're not gonna play this game anymore, where you look at the scale or you look in the mirror and you're like, you look and you're unhappy or whatever. And you continue to do the things that aren't getting you where you want to go. It's like, you know, the tools you need to use to get to where you want to go. Now, really, truly decide, do you want it or do you not? And if you don't, that's fine. It's fine. Yeah. You can be 130, 40 pounds. Who really cares?
Right.
Nobody really cares. Only me.
And no one's going to know. Only you.
Exactly.
And your doctor. If sometimes you go to the doctor to go get checked up and shit.
But if you're obsessing over these things that you want and you're continuing to fail yourself by doing the opposite of what you should be doing, then you really owe it to yourself, I feel like, to look in the mirror and be like, do I really want to lose 5 pounds? Or am I truly happy with like these immediate pleasures of life, like eating a cookie or whatever these things are, like, and that's fine. But stop like wasting your own time and your own energy to yourself, feeling like you're failing when you're the one failing yourself. Right. No one's failing you. Right. You're failing yourself. So it's like, that's kind of where I got. I was like, okay, I know what I want to do. I'm choosing to take these immediate pleasures over the satisfaction of feeling good. You know, my clothes are starting to fit tighter. Like, I don't like that. Like, there's things that I don't like about that kind of stuff. So it's like, what is going to make me happier in the long run? Eating this cookie and waking up in the morning and feeling sorry that I did? Or just stopping the habit right now? And I literally did. Like, yesterday was my first day on diet, and I went the whole day, and it was a decision that I made going into it. But you have to really know what you want to do, A, and truly what you're willing to do, B, to get to it. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to feel unhappy through your whole life, feeling like you're never going to get to these goals because you simply just can't stop the bad habits when you really can. Right. But you have to make that decision, and you can't turn around, and You can't dabble in it because the more you dabble in it, for me, you open the floodgates and it's game over.
It's over. It turns into a whole fucking tray of cookies.
Yeah. But then again, that's where the restrictive mindset kind of comes in too, and feeling like you're always restricted.
Yeah, because you're able to have those things
Right.
and still look amazing.
And it's kind of funny because I'm like noticing, I don't know if it's like because, I don't know, I swear just the internet like listens to my thoughts, but
It does, honestly.
it does. It's listening to us right now.
It is.
But-
No, it is. We're probably going to get some ads later
Yeah,
on.
we are. That's what's happening though. Well,
About what's that shit soda stuff you just said?
Zevia
I don't know what that is, but somehow it's going to happen. It's going to pop on my...
or LaCroix or something. But
I look up LaCroix.
I'm noticing a trend right now of like girls, some competitors, some used to be competitors that got out of the competing lifestyle because of the restrictive mindset that it has on people and the effect that it has coming out of a show. It really affects your life. And people just hating on like diet culture right now. Like I'm really seeing a lot of negative shit about diet culture and like really finding balance and being able to be fit and be healthy and be happy and still not feeling like you can only eat chicken and rice. Otherwise, you're failing.
Right.
You know, I don't know if it's just something that I'm seeing, but I'm just noticing a trend of like girls that I follow that used to be competitors that have big followings. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of people hating on the diet culture. And now the more that I've competed and the more that I'm seeing it affect me outside of like my season, it's true. And that's what I told my coach. I'm like, I'm not focused on a show right now. Like I'm focused on finding a happy place with myself where I feel like I look like a competitor, even though I'm not. And I can have a life and getting back to the point of loving the process before I think about doing a show again.
Right.
Because I'm going to be miserable.
Yeah.
And I'm going to fail.
Right. Diet culture. I've always been someone to... So my mom was always the kind of person that would like always check how many calories are in every single thing. And if
Me too.
And if she had it, then she'd be like, "Oh, it's okay. I'll just run an extra mile tomorrow," you know?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's like you're just abusing
Sabotaging.
yourself. Yeah, sabotaging yourself to the point to where I can only enjoy this if I hurt myself
up
tomorrow
for it.
or make up exactly for the next day or whatever. And that's what I was raised around. I'm not saying my mom taught me wrong, but that was her way of thinking, you know? And that just goes into the diet culture. She was always trying to focus on her calories and stepping on the scale after like a long day of eating and drinking water and all this other stuff. And, you know, and it made me think certain ways as well.
Right.
But dieting I've never been a fan of just because it's not sustainable. It's going to get you from one goal. It's going to get you from one position right now to a position you want to be at that seems ideal. But the way you got there was not sustainable. So how the hell are you going to sustain this?
And you
this
weren't
weight?
truly enjoying the process either.
No, dude.
Some people are like, I just love the process. I'm like, do you though? Do you though?
If you love the process, that means you got a plan that was great, sustainable, and it got you to a happy place, and you're able to maintain that.
Right. And there's very few people that truly, I feel like, truly love that. Like, truly love to be like dieting and grinding all the time. But there's a very few amount of people.
Oh,
and even the one person, well, I know two people, but the one of them is now, you know, went from the lifestyle, the health and fitness lifestyle very recently, started competing, was quickly successful with it because she'd built a great foundation and competed and did a year of competing and saw the extreme difference of health and fitness lifestyle versus competing.
Oh.
And really seeing that difference of how extreme you have to be to compete, and is now dealing with binge eating and falling off plans and all the side effects, if you will, that come from dieting and restricting for that long, and now feels like she's behind where she was
when she very first even started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's very hard. It takes someone that can be like extremely realistic with themselves and acceptable of the inevitable. Like, you're going to gain weight when you're in off season. It's just like, but it's hard for people to see themselves go from that and then so quickly back to sometimes even worse than when they started before. And you feel like you failed.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have your thing right now?
What?
Your bachelorette thing? 2:30, right?
2:30.
What time is it right now?
2.
Dang.
It's like right around the corner.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up anyways.
Yeah.
All right, so you just heard that, guys. You just heard the back behind the scenes talk. So now you know right now when we're recording this, it's 2 p.m. Central Time in Houston on a Friday. We're in September, right?
It's Friday.
What's the date today? September what?
17th.
17th. So that's when this is being recorded. But yeah, obviously we're gonna have Ainsley back on the show
Let's give
again.
some tips.
You want to give some
Let's
tips?
give some tips to people that are experiencing the diet culture right now.
Okay.
Struggling.
So for someone right now
What are
dealing,
your top 3 tips?
my top 3 tips. Mine. Oh shit. Okay, let's go. Number 1.
For someone that is in the diet life culture, feeling like the only way for them to be successful with the body that they love and finding that balance, but they feel they have to be on a strict meal plan and they have to be strict in the gym and they can't come off of it at all. And if they come off of it at all, they failed. What do you feel like their top 3 tips are to find that balance?
So I feel like obviously being real. Okay, number 1, always dive down to your happiness. I feel like that's the biggest thing. What's truly going to make you happy, not just with the end goal, but the process, because there is a long journey that you're about to go through until you hit that end goal. The end goal doesn't just come overnight. And I feel like that's what we get stuck on is we hardcore diet for one day, do your fasted cardio, do your training session. All of a sudden you step on the scale and you feel like you should be somewhere already, but it's only been 2 days or a week. I feel like that is what the biggest struggle is, because people don't focus on what truly makes them happy. Why do you want to get healthy? Why do you want to lose weight? Is there something else besides just looking great that is going to make you happy in this achievement that you're going to achieve? So what is it that's going to make you happy? How are you going to go about it? And then educate yourself and learn about it. And I feel like number 1 would be that. Number 2 would be find something that's extremely realistic. You can't just be saying, I want to drop this much weight. I want to look like Ainsley in 48 hours or whatever the hell your goal would be. I'm not saying don't dream big, but be realistic with your small goals. Your big goals can take time. If you want to look like someone in 10 years, that's awesome too. You know, if you want to look a specific way in 10 years and and you're okay with the process and journey that's going to get you there, then that's fine. But be realistic with your small goals. And number 3, the last one would be just stop. This is my biggest one, dude. Stop comparing yourself to other people. That will always get under my skin. And I see it a lot with competitors. People always want to.
That's what we're doing at the end of the day.
People want to compare all the time. And I understand that that's what, why. And it's not even just with physique. It's with like anything. How come they have this and I can't have this, or whatever the case may be. But, it's stop comparing yourself to someone that is doing this full time. It's their job. It's their career. It's their obsession. They have, maybe less responsibilities than you. They don't have a wife or a husband and kids, and they do this all the time, day in, day out, breathing this, taking the supplements, doing what they need to do to get to a position in their life where they post one post. You see that and you want to look like that. And then you grind out for 6-8 months and you're not there yet. You're comparing yourself every day to that person. That's going to get you nowhere. Number 1, find what's going to create happiness in your life and for you for the rest of your life. Number 2, find something that's going to be realistic for yourself, especially small goal orientated. And number 3, just stop comparing yourself to other people. When it comes down to dieting, food is rough and it controls you. It will control you.
Yeah. And our society and relationships are so centered around food.
Yeah. Because what do you do on a first date? What's the biggest thing?
You go out to eat.
You go out to eat.
What do you do with your friends? You go to brunch.
Go to brunch.
Yeah. So
hey, let's go catch up. Where you want to go eat at?
So that's another thing just people don't realize, like how, as a competitor, you're taking all that out too. It's just not just the food. It's the
socializing,
the interactions. Yeah.
Communicating.
My biggest 3 goals, I would say, kind of follow along the same, but the first one is if you're not ready, that's
a good one. Yep, that's a good one.
Then you're not ready. And it's okay.
Yes, it is.
It is okay.
It is.
To eat cookies every night and watch The Bachelorette.
Until it's your
okay.
time.
Eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm gonna start eating egg whites at night.
It's my fucking time.
Not the cookies. I'm gonna keep the Bachelorette in there, but I'm not gonna keep the cookies. We're gonna find this happy medium. So yeah, I would say that's a big one. The second one is do what you enjoy. All fitness and lifestyle, or fitness and health, there's seasons to it as well. There's seasons where you're, in it to win it, and you're in the gym 6-7 days a week, and you're on your meals, and you're drinking your water, and everything is like good. And then life happens, and you have to kind of reroute. Like for me, coming out of the show, like I did not even really want to go to the gym. It felt like a job. It felt like a priority.
Yep.
And it is a priority, but it wasn't a priority that I wanted to make a priority. So I completely switched it up. I was like, I'm not getting on a Stairmaster. I'm not getting on a treadmill. I'm walking outside. I'm going to make sure I get my movement in because those things are good for your health.
Outside too. That's
your
great.
well-being.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Increase your serotonin. Get some sunshine in there.
Get that in there.
Switch it up. Like you have to do things that you enjoy. But try your best to stay consistent, even if it's a little bit of something. Like it's not good for anyone to just cut cold turkey. Like you need to keep something up there, and it's going to affect more than just your physical. It's going to affect your mental and your emotional state as well, because exercise is, at the end of the day, like I said, the lifestyle, it's good for you. You have to focus on that. And then my third would probably just be give yourself grace, because it's hard.
It is.
I had a friend the other day, and she's like, I can't stay on my diet for 5 days. I don't know how you did it for so long. And I'm like, over here, I'm like, girl, I feel you. It's hard. It's very, very hard. And you see these competitors, and, not a whole lot of them. And I think I'm one of few, more coming about now, but I think I'm one of few that really show like the dirty side of the sport and the negative side, and not just like the hair glitz and glam show day kind of thing, and everyone sees it and they want to look like it. It's like it's it teaches you a lot, but there's also like a lot of negatives that come with it as well that affect your life.
Yeah.
Not just you either, like your relationships around you. Like my mom and everyone was so ready for me to be done competing.
Yeah, just stop
they were
competing.
like, when are you done? Like when can we go out and do things? So yeah, just, it's a learning process, and it's not ever going to be a linear curve. It's always going to be an up and down curve, and you just have to give yourself grace and really just do your best. And that's kind of where I was at this past week, was like, I'm not doing my best. I'm not doing my best because I'm not happy every night eating cookies and all the other shit that I eat, because I'm not waking up happy. I'm waking up and I'm regretting it.
Right.
So it's like, you just have to learn and give yourself grace, and when your time comes, it'll come, but you just have to do your best, and don't compare yourself to other people. Because like I said, you can see these competitors on Instagram looking all shredded, but they're not sharing when they're sitting in the car crying before they have to go into a workout, because they're so mentally, physically, and emotionally exhausted and drained and hangry, and that's the last thing they want to do. They just post their little gym selfie with their little abs, and you're like, oh my God, girl, killing it. And like, see, they're thriving off of that. They are thriving. I'm telling you right now. Girls that are competing are thriving off of the attention that they're getting for their physique, but in the background, when they're alone,
miserable,
they're not as happy as you think. And I'm not saying that it's the case for all, but they're counting down the days till show's over for a reason. They're not like, oh my God, I only have 2 more weeks and then I can't.
I'm gonna miss prep.
I know, like, you don't have to stop, just keep competing, but that's not really the case. So that should say something to you, is never look to a competitor as like, that is the goal, because even for us, that's not the goal. That is the goal on stage, but we know it's not gonna be there for long. So that's why it's documented so much when it is.
It's only gonna happen like either that once or 10 times or however long you're doing it for.
Yeah. So I think the goal should be for everyone, to be healthy, to be happy. Look at like what we were talking about, like when it comes to cardio, like what does the American Heart Association recommend? Like 25 minutes a day, 5 days a week, or 4 days a week of like vigorous activity. Like just follow those basic guidelines, like build your foundation off the basic stuff that's going to make you better as like a whole.
Right.
And don't always overshoot, because then when you fail, you feel really bad.
Right, and then that could just put you off tracks completely.
Yeah, you can always build.
Yeah.
Like, just start low.
Yeah.
Make it a thing. Like, for me, I'm like not trying to like get on a meal plan to like do a show. I'm trying to get on a meal plan to like lose 5 pounds for a bachelorette party that I'm gonna go and drink my brains out at and gain it all back in a weekend. But
there's this book I read. I forget what it's called. Something morning, like 5, or how to master your morning, or something about the morning. But
oh yeah, I listened to like you're talking about morning time.
Like legit
in the morning. Yeah. I have a podcast.
Well, it's not a podcast, though. It's a book.
Oh, well, this is like a motivational. I wouldn't even call it a podcast. It's just a motivational audio.
Okay.
And it's talking about the morning, and that is so true. I literally just had this conversation with a friend who wants me to help her lose some weight, and I told her, like, you really gotta like master your morning, because that literally sets the tone for the whole day. If you roll out of bed unprepared and you're grabbing what you can, you're
in a fluster.
You're always playing catch up through the day.
Yeah. It's
better to like get up, master your morning, like set your intentions for the day is what it says. Say what you're gonna do out loud. That's a big thing, because your brain will register that you said something out loud. And so now you have an obligation to yourself to meet it.
Yep.
And that's something that I've been trying to do, and it's worked. I mean, literally I did it the other day. I'm gonna stay on my meal plan for the rest of the day. I'll say it louder. I'm going to stay on my meal plan for the rest of the day. And I did,
Yeah.
But it's something about saying it out loud, because once you say it out loud, you put it out in the universe. If it stays in your head, it's just going to go by in a second, like a thought. It's no longer a thought when you say it out loud. It's an intention. So that might help people too. It sounds stupid. But.
No, it doesn't at all. But whenever you're talking about like the increments, like doing something slowly and doing this, I guess incrementing your way to something that is like sustainable, or something that would seem extreme, or whatever you want to call it. But in this book, he said that whenever he originally started his morning routines and stuff, he put out, and this is how small your goals can be, legit.
Right.
He woke up in the morning, all he did was put on his shoes and then take them off.
Okay.
Literally.
For what?
For a few days, or one day. I think he said for like a day or 3.
What's the point of it though?
So that you can create a habit. Like, if you're not ready right now, don't go do the activity. Set yourself up mentally. It's like, hey, I'm going to do it. So then that 4th day came, and he went, put his shoes on, went downstairs, came back up.
Well, that's funny that you say that, because I say I'm going to like wake up in the morning and do cardio, right? And it's in my garage. So.
But hold on. You know why he says that? He says majority of the time, most likely, you're going to put your shoes on.
And you're going to go do it.
Since I have my shoes on, I might as well go do it.
Yes. That's what happens when I do cardio. I don't want to do cardio. I literally just drag myself out of bed and get on the treadmill. And you know what happens? I'm going to do cardio for 35 minutes minimum. I get on there. An hour has gone by. You're like, I can do more. It's good. Really the truth. It's like just getting to the gym. That's why I don't know how you work out in your garage.
Because I love it, dude. I'm out there in the heat. I'm blasting my fucking music.
Yeah.
Like I'm hitting PRs, man. I'm slamming away. I'm doing this. I
like
fun.
the like competitive atmosphere of like the gym.
See, me, I thrive off competing against myself all the time.
Maybe I should try that.
Every single time. I'm just hungry to beat my yesterday self. I'm like,
just trying to lift more than the boys.
Trying to lift more than the boys. The boys are like what? Your legs or what? Or actual boys?
Actual boys.
Actual boys. You probably lift more than some of the guys there.
No, I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, then they need
fun.
to.
I like it.
They need to step it up a little bit.
The high school boys are there, and they're all like, I'm like pressing 40s, and like, it's fun. I like it. No.
That's hilarious.
Strong is the new sexy, guys.
It is. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And girls, those big weights aren't going to make you bulky, all right?
Yeah. Stop with that. That's so 2020.
Never. 2020. That's fucking last year.
So last year.
All right. Well, there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, another amazing episode with Ainsley. Where can they find you if they want to?
The gram.
Where's that at? Tell them the handle.
Princesspump with 3 S's. PRINCESSS pump.
It's because Princess was taken, right?
Yeah, some girl in Florida, some like 8-year-old has Princesspump.
I think the first time we talked about it, we talked about that.
I've tried to get her to give me the
handle.
So if
you're
but
listening,
she won't respond to me.
Princesspump with 2 S's.
Everybody DM her and tell her to stop it.
Send this episode to her. Hey.
Oh, I'm also just picked up a sponsorship with Labrada Nutrition.
Bam.
And I dropped my other company that I was with. So if anybody needs that morning get up and go and you're looking for some sort of a drink to fuel you with 40 grams of energy and 0 sugar.
40 grams of energy.
Protein, I meant, not energy. I'm sure there's some energy in there too.
Definitely.
But yeah, head over to labrada.com and get you some ready to drinks. They're super easy. It's actually, if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always pouring them in my coffees. I use it as a coffee cream, and
Oh, that's smart.
yeah, it's like
I thought about that.
way better than like what you can get at Starbucks. So I just order cold brew and pour it's a whole meal, and it's like quick and easy. You don't have to waste time, and you've kind of set your intention for the day, and you're ready to go.
Boom. Bing. That's
Yeah.
it. Done. Nice. Princessspump, 3 S's. She was here for another episode. We'll put the links and everything in the show notes. Everything's in the show notes, ladies and gentlemen. Always check the show notes every single time. I tell you over and over again, check the show notes, check the show notes. Hey, Matt, where can I see that link? Hey, Matt, how can I follow the Check the show notes. Everything is there. It's all
the
there.
show
That's why we
notes.
type it up. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have you on again.
Yeah,
obviously.
we got a
So,
lot more.
Yeah, we have a lot more. I can talk to. There's a few people I can talk to for a long time. Ainsley's definitely one of them.
No.
But yeah, and she's got some cool stuff coming too. So always, keep your eyes looking. But other than that, you know how we do it over here. Share this episode out to your best friend, gym buddy, your mom, dad, cousin, uncle, someone out there who is suffering from something.
From diet culture.
From diet culture. We just gave 3 tips, thanks to Ainsley, me and her both. So that's 6 tips total.
Find a
Now-
healthy alternative to your downfall.
To your
There's
downfall.
always a healthy alternative out there, like the Waterloo or the Zevias. Like,
Oh my God.
there's a lot of ways that you can like bridge that little gap of
Yeah.
like getting to where you want to go and keeping your happiness at the same time. Just
Uh-huh.
do your research.
Do
There's
your
so much
research.
stuff out there.
There is. And even if you don't want to do your research, talk to one of us, people
Yeah,
who
hit me
have
up.
done it and lived it. You can Google, look something up, how to lose 10 pounds in 5 days. And
Just
you're
don't do those belly fat teas. They don't work. I'm telling you. If you're doing your diet and your exercise and then you throw it in there, it may work. But don't think that it's going to be a fix.
just
'cause
by
it's just
slapping it
not.
on. No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. But yeah, share it to your best friend, someone, give it to someone that could use it. We always try to help people. My biggest thing and our motto here on the podcast is to inspire people to believe in themselves. And that's all we're trying to do. But go give Princesspump 3 S's a good follow. Go give Princesspump 2 S's a DM and tell her to give it to her.
Yeah.
But
Report her. She's like 9.
Oh, poor girl.
I know.
All right, other than that, get out there, train hard, live strong. Catch y'all later. Peace.
Bye.